I've been using a new app lately called How We Feel. The app is a mood tracker or an emotion tracker. It uses the 4-quadrant model that you might have seen elsewhere, which includes high energy pleasant, low energy pleasant, high energy unpleasant, and low energy unpleasant. The model comes up in different places, but this app is a really good implementation of it. I've tried other mood tracker apps before and they've been okay. There's nothing wrong with them, but I find that this app is making me actually use it more. And that's great. Why? Well, because I think that this app is really good at helping develop emotional flexibility, which is one of the pillars of psychological flexibility from the acceptance and commitment therapy model. But even if you don't know that model, it sounds good, right? Emotional flexibility, the ability to have a range of emotions that we experience and can accept and can live with in a positive way. And so part of what helps facilitate emotional flexibility is emotional awareness and keeping track of your patterns of emotions. And so this app is really good for that. It also has exercises built into it that can be helpful when trying to figure out how you might respond to the emotions that are coming up for you. Anyway, enough talking about the app. I mostly just wanted to show a little overview of what's in the app. So when you open the app, you see this nice little animation and it prompts you to check in about how you're feeling. So I'm going to do that right now. I would say I'm feeling, to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit low energy, but pleasant. So I would say right now I am feeling, you know what? None of these quite sound like what I was talking about. So maybe I feel high energy, pleasant. I feel a little competent because I'm making this video. Maybe I'm lying to myself and I really feel nervous. A little bit high energy, but unpleasant. Jumpy and worried about future or an uncertain event. I think that might actually be the most accurate. I can feel it in my body. Talking a little faster now, but maybe it's just that I saw this. But anyway, let's go back to the app. What's neat about the app is that when you click on the different emotions, when you're trying to suss out, okay, in this moment, how am I feeling? It has these little, in the bottom there, it has these little descriptions of what the emotions are. And I've found that feature is actually quite helpful for helping me suss out, going back to what I think I'm feeling, nervous. Am I feeling nervous or am I feeling worried? Troubled about actual or potential problems? Or am I feeling embarrassed, self-conscious, and uncomfortable about how you think others are perceiving you? I might actually be feeling more so embarrassed than nervous because I'm still new to making these YouTube videos. I'm not sure. Either could be fine, and these are just words, but to some extent, there's some level of consistency between the words that we use and other people use to describe these emotions. And so even though it's imperfect, it's still useful, I think. I'm going to say nervous. So here's the next step. It brings up this dialogue where you could put a little note about what you're doing. So I might say I'm recording a YouTube video. You could put a photo. I've done that once or twice. Sure, I'll do that right now. Boom. Okay, where am I? I'm at home. What am I doing? I haven't put this one down yet. I might just call it editing, but let's say, just for fun, filming. Also, just to show that you can add these new options. Some of these were there to begin with. I added a few myself, like watching media and editing. I might have added some others. Who are you with? I'm by myself. How much have you exercised so far today? Depends on whether or not you count walking as exercising. But let's say I don't, so I'm going to say 0. And there you go. So you can see it gives some strategies for when you're feeling nervous, like travel in time, get some distance, or the relaxation response. Why don't I click on one of these just to give an example? Let's see what happens with travel in time. So when you click on it, you can see there's a description about it and more like it. If you click begin, it'll give you an overview of the different steps involved in this exercise. I'm not going to read this whole thing out. You can pause if you want to read this part. But what I do want to show you is the guided video option. So if you click watch guided video, it'll play a 1-minute video talking it through. And these are really good videos, I think.
Time heals all wounds. Sounds like a cliche. But what if we told you there's actual science to back that up? Research shows that when you're in the throes of unpleasant feelings, your brain tends to perceive them as permanent, and that creates stress on your entire system. Thankfully, recent studies reveal that when you understand that the impact of a negative experience changes over time, you can reduce your stress, find a greater sense of well-being in the present. Let's give it a try. Think about a situation.
Okay, I won't play the whole video, but you can see there's some potential there. I would like watching that, especially when I'm feeling nervous and I was on my own. So let's say I finished that, or I say skip video. Again, shows me the little steps as a recap. I think that's neat. I say finish. How helpful was this strategy? Let's say very helpful. Maybe they'll recommend me more stuff like that. A few more things I want to show you in the app. So really neat thing is as you do check-ins over time, I've been doing check-ins for about a week now, it keeps track of the emotions you're experiencing and the areas within the 4 quadrants. So again, blue is low energy, unpleasant. Green is low energy, pleasant. Yellow is high energy, pleasant. Red is high energy, unpleasant. I do like the visualization aspect of it. You can also see all the emotions you felt on all these different days. Neat. And you can see the specific emotions you felt more often. Clearly, I have only been using it for a week and haven't had any repeats yet, maybe because I'm enjoying the variety of picking different ones, but I think that might be useful over time. And you can see the times of the day during which you felt a certain way. So, not very surprisingly, I felt a lot more high energy, pleasant in the afternoon, and a lot more low energy, pleasant in the evening. And then you can also see the distribution across different days of the week. Checked in a lot on Wednesday. That might just be because I started on Wednesday and today is Wednesday. What you were doing, how you felt, who you were with when you felt that way, and where you were when you felt a certain way. Hours of sleep that you felt. They ask you this sometimes. Hours of sleep and how you felt. Physical activity and how you felt. That's sort of neat. On the 2 days when I did exercise for an hour, I felt better. Those are both part of the positive section. Now, again, little caveat there. I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah, so the caveat there is this idea of saying some emotions are positive and some emotions are negative. I don't think that's a great idea in some ways. And, that's the language that I brought to it, really. They didn't say, well, hang on, what language did they use? No, that's not true. They brought the language of pleasant and unpleasant to it. And it's one of these things where language is imperfect but can still be useful. The reason I bring up of not loving the idea of pleasant and unpleasant is putting this kind of value judgment on what we're feeling. In some ways, it seems antithetical to the idea of emotional flexibility and emotional acceptance towards that end. But in another sense, people don't want to feel uncomfortable. And so, despite the fact that there might be something to becoming more fluent in accepting unpleasant experiences and emotions within reason, maybe there is still something to, at least for this purpose, using the words pleasant and unpleasant. Again, they're not perfect. Maybe they don't need to be perfect. The app is probably going to be imperfect in ways that I haven't even realized yet. But so far, I like it a lot. And it's free, and it's funded through donations, and so I suspect it'll stay free. And so I think it could be worth trying out if you are also interested in trying to develop your emotional flexibility. Or maybe you don't think of it in terms of that concept, but just would like to track your mood a little bit more. Or maybe you're interested in the exercises. Again, similar to some things that I've talked about in other videos, this is just CBT stuff. There's stuff from other orientations as well, but primarily these are CBT exercises, but packaged in a really accessible way. Because sometimes you don't want to go flip through a book or buy the book. And so here it is for free. This is free knowledge, free therapy. It's not actually free therapy. It's not therapy, but it's therapeutic. And it's the type of things that you can use to help yourself. Sometimes we have to do what we can with the resources we have available to try to help ourselves. And so these type of free resources are something that I really like finding and using. So I hope you check out that, and I hope it is useful to you. I'm going to keep using it for a while. Maybe if I end up using it for longer, I might do a full review of it. This is my attempt at doing a first impressions kind of video, sort of like what you see tech YouTubers do for a new product, like when a new iPhone comes out and they haven't had the time to like live with it for a while yet to do a full review. They'll do a first impressions video to just get the gist of it going. That's what this was an attempt at. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, more psychology and technology videos and the crossover between the two. Maybe some other things at some point, but that's it for me for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.